Well, what a morning it's been. I see Cecilia Molokwane, the president of Netball South Africa, says, please tell Rianne she loves risk, and, that's just not a thing because, not playing with wild animals is what Cecilia is saying. And Zizi Kotwa also sends a message, and he says, please tell Rianne not and never to trust a lion. Great showpiece, but very dangerous. Don't trust lions. Yeah, I guess that's my school of thought, Leanne. But there you are among these majestic creatures. So let's take you back there to where Leanne is at Ukutula Lodge. And this is, of course, as we follow the sun and make happy happen with McDonald's here on Morning Live. Leanne?
Yeah, most of them. Look, they all have their own personalities. As you can see, the difference between those two.
All right, seemingly a bit of a connection problem once again, but as you can see there, that's a little one. But I was just watching off camera a short while ago, and he was jumping on Leanne, and I was like, you see, this is where I would just die. But of course, Leanne there, and she's getting closer. Yeah. Kitty, that's Leanne playing with the little one there, and this, of course, the sanctuary. But we are going to take you live now there so we can learn a little bit more about what they do at Ukutula after that wonderful walk with the big guys, the male lions, and now playing with the cubs.
Hi, Papa. Oh. Oh.
And we are going to try. Leanne did warn us earlier on about the connectivity issues that we may experience throughout the morning. So we've managed to get a lot of it, though, but unfortunately just cutting out on us right now. But of course, we will be showing you so many of these wonderful places, the short lefts that you can take here in our own beautiful country. All the experiences, and please stay with Morning Live, and throughout the week, including the weekend, we'll be showing you some of these absolute gems of our country. This as we celebrate the summer holidays, and Leanne is walking with the lions, at least she was earlier. She's now playing with the cubs at Ukutula Lodge, and let's cross to her now. Leanne?
Sakina, I'm sorry, I lost you a bit earlier, but yes, I am sitting and playing with these little guys at the moment. They're about 10 or 12 weeks old, and I must say, this is the boy, and their name is Earl Grey. Excusez-moi, Earl and Grey, or vice versa, I'm not too sure. I think this is the little girl. She is so cool. She just wants to play. In fact, yeah, she wants to eat the sock of the microphone, and you know that's illegal, but now she's got my cuff, so... They are so sweet. They are absolutely adorable. But I'm going to call Villy to come in, because Villy is... Villy, I'm on the floor here with these little guys. 10, you say they're 10 to 12 weeks now?
12 weeks old. Yes, they're about 12 weeks old. Okay. And I'd just like to explain why we have the cubs over here. Yeah. Because we need to hand raise the cubs for the purpose that the cubs will serve, namely for the researchers to be able to handle namely that the researchers will be able to handle the animals at a later stage. It also eases the process of not needing to tranquilize them when certain procedures are required. When they need to be moved, one can do that without anesthetics. So there's a very, very strong motivation for us to hand rear the cubs, and we do that ourselves, just our staff, and we do not permit anybody to pet the cubs as you would with guests, for instance, at some facilities. I see that they're having a field day with you.
They're having a full go with me, but I'm going to stand up away from you. Listen here, Missy. You are eating my shoes. You're eating my shirt. So at the end of the day, I'm dealing with a lion. Let me remember that. I have to stop that. Okay, we'll play later. You play with yourself.
Yeah.
You know, my this has been one of the most incredible. I didn't know it was on my bucket list, but now I've done it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that it was possible, but it's just been one of the most incredible experiences. And I think one of the big questions is, and I think it's an important one, is these lions, are they ever let back into the wild? And if they are, how do they cope? You know, you've got so much human interaction. They're being fed. They're being sort of almost so cared for. And if you put them back into the wild, what happens to them?
Well, we've had several instances where we have had the opportunity to release prides back into the wild. It is absolutely possible, and it has been proven. And in the last 3 years, we've had the opportunity to release 3 prides of a male with 2 females.
Yeah.
So, and they're doing excellently. They're doing very, very well. We've also dedicated the property next door as a pre-release site where animals will be prepared for release into the wild. So any animals that we do not further use for the for the research projects that we are involved in, we will endeavour to be able to release them back into facilities that can house these animals in a more wild circumstances.
Yeah. Really, an important aspect that we haven't unfortunately had a chance to, I know we will hopefully send out visuals, but as I sort of look at the time, we have got 1 or 2 more minutes to talk about this. What I think is the most incredible facility, and we touched on it very early in the morning, is the actual laboratory that you've got. That is so fascinating because I know that you've also got a lot of universities, and particularly the University of Pretoria, that you do a whole collaboration with them, I imagine, with Onderstepoort, and they learn. You import equipment, you export things. I mean, this is a phenomenal setup that you've got there.
Yes, we've really invested heavily financially and of ourselves into a facility that will benefit science and that will support the researchers that come from all over the world. We currently have a Portuguese researcher working on artificial reproductive techniques in cheetahs. We intend doing a project next year with wild dogs where they will also be researching artificial reproductive techniques. It's through the James Cook University in Australia. And we're very proud of that. Everything has been self-funded. We take the proceeds of tourism and we reinvest them into taking care of the future of these animals through research and education. We host many university students as well. For instance, the University of Tswana University of Technology, they bring their final year VETTEC students here for their practical work. And then we host international university students as well. For instance, the University of Osnabrück in Germany, they send their students over here. And we host conferences, we host veterinary workshops, several that we've done. So we also host many school groups. We have the school camp facilities here. So we focus on exposing the children to their natural heritage. And then we also make it not just an adventure camp, but we make it an education camp where the children are able to learn, and we make converts for the species. I cannot imagine any person experiencing these animals as you did this morning and then having any negative thoughts towards them.
Yeah, and please carry on as you finish.
No, I mean, it's ludicrous to think that anybody is going to harm these animals in any way whatsoever in the future after having had this magnificent experience.
Well, it's been one incredible experience. It really has been. And, just to be able to stand like this looking at these cubs. I mean, I remember many, many years ago, this was while we were still broadcasting from the foyer at Morning Live, and they actually brought some cubs into the studio. And that was something. It was really lovely. But this actually just being in a much more natural habitat is something so special. It really is. I
think many things have changed, In the past, we also used to take cubs to the schools, but we don't do that anymore. We used to allow more interaction with guests and so on, which we don't anymore. So, we focus on the welfare of the animals, and we focus on the scientific work that the universities and the researchers do.
Philly, thank you. Thanks for allowing us into your world and for allowing South Africa into your world. I mean, the response has been unbelievable. People just can't believe that we're doing this. But more importantly, and I think as I wrap up, because I know we've got something else we want to show you, but it really is about the education behind it all. It's the adventure, seeing these beautiful creatures up close and personal, and preserving them, because at the end of the day, the last thing you want to do is to see the trajectory we're going on, where they become a species that we'll never ever be able to show our great-grandchildren. And that, unfortunately, is where we're heading, South Africa. We need to protect, preserve, and learn more about them.
Absolutely.
But just cherish every minute with one of our big five and the king of our big five. Philly, thank you. Such a pleasure being with you. Thank you so much for this experience. Let me link you to an ad break.